God, Shalom. All praise and glory go to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yashai, Ba'ashem Chakutash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramlam, and a Shalom to the sincere Achim that are pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. And before I continue, I want to say that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel that the Bible speaks about, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen people of the Heavenly Father, and the people that live in the land of Israel today. They go back to the Khazarians, which go back to the biblical Amalekites, which is the chief head tribe of the nation of Esau Edom. The people that call themselves white, European, Caucasian, Australian, or American, they all go back to the nation of Esau Edom as well. And these videos are made to wake up our people, to lead them back to the Heavenly Father, because judgment is being passed upon planet Earth. Now, with that being said, I want to go into actually a part of a chapter that's talking about why we struggle so much with the flesh. You understand? You have certain things written down in Galatians that speak about the struggle of the flesh and the spirit. You know, and I might also go into that, but I wanted to go into this verse right here because this explains a lot. You know, and it's from time to time, brothers be going into it, but I wanted to put a little bit more focus on it, okay? So let's start in 2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse yeah, actually the whole thing is good, man. You know, but let me just start from the top then. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 3:1. In the 13th year after the ruin of the city, I was in Babylon and lay troubled upon my bed, and my thoughts came up over my heart, for I saw the desolation of Zion and the health of them that dwelt at Babylon. And my spirit was sore moved, so that I began to speak words full of fear to the Most High, and said, O Lord, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning, when thou didst plant the heart, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gavest the body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. And thou leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted before ever the earth came forward. Verse 7, and unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointest death in him and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. And every people walked after their own will, and did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments. And again in process of time thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world, and destroyest them. And it came to pass in every of them, that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. Nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah with his household, of whom came all righteous men. And it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, and were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will. So the Most High only showed his love and his will unto Abraham, all right? And his father was an idol worshiper. That doesn't mean anything, man. The Most High can pull a righteous man out of wicked people, man. The Most High can do that, you know. We can't, but he can, you know. Verse 15, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. All right? This is the inheritance, man. This is the inheritance, Achim. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. And it came to pass that when thou leadest his seed out of Egypt, thou broughtest them up to the Mount Sinai. And bowing the heavens, thou didst set fast the earth, movest the whole world, and madest the depths to tremble, and troublest the men of that age. And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel. And yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them. Okay? You see that? So the Most High didn't take away the wicked heart from us. That's why we struggle so much with these thoughts and things that are not profitable, but it is in us, man. That's why we need Yahweh Shai to come and give us, That's why we need that new body, man. That has a heart of flesh, and not a heart of stone, man. Verse 20. 21. For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed and was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him. You see? So you're not, that doesn't mean that you're wicked necessarily, but you're supposed to fight it, man. Achim, you're supposed to fight it. Thus infirmity was made permanent, and the law also in the heart of the people, with the malignity of the root, so that the good departed away, and the evil abode still. So the times passed away, and the years were brought to an end. Then didst thou raise thee up a servant called David, whom thou commandest to build a city unto thy name, and to offer incense and oblations unto thee therein. When this was done many years, then they that inhabited the city forsook thee, and in all things did even as Adam and all his generations had done, for they also had a wicked heart. And so thou gavest thy city over into the hands of thine enemies. Are there these any better than that inhabit Babylon, that they should therefore have the dominion over Zion? Because he's asking, right? Are they better than us? For when I came thither and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 30th year, so that my heart failed me. It broke his heart, basically. For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and hast preserved thine enemies, and hast not signified it. You see, because we have a righteous spirit in us. We want evil to be judged, but sometimes the Most High allows evil for a certain amount of time, just like he's allowing Esau, you see. And there's no new thing under the sun, man. So, verse 31. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any other people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation had so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor hath not fruit. For I have gone here and there through, and their labor and reward appeared not, and their labor had not fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and there's also that dwell the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. So yeah, let's jump to Romans 7, right? So it says over here, Romans 7 and Okay, let's go and read this. This is verse 11. For sin taking occasion by the commandment deceived me, and by it slew me. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? The Most High forbid, but sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under skin. Okay, again, and now let's go. We're going to link this back to the wicked heart that we have, right? Because that's what it is. We have a wicked heart, man. You know, but you got to fight it. You got to fight it. Achim, you got to fight it. You know? For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. Damn, man. You see, so Paul was a man just like us. Of course, I'm not gonna compare myself to Paul, nothing like that, because I have my shortcomings as well. But I do my best not to sin willfully. That's the difference between us and the 2/3. We know about the commandments, we know what the Heavenly Father wants from us, and we are not sinning willfully. You see? So yeah, with that, let me continue. For what which I do, I allow not. For what I would not, for what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now when it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. You see, it is in us. You know, from the time of Adam, everyone that comes from Adam has that wicked heart. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. No good thing. For to will I present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would do, what I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. So when you read this, you have to understand that Paul also struggled with these things in his mind. He also had his things that he was struggling with. All right. And that's going into what Galatians talks about. Right. That's why he could write because he was speaking out of experience. You know. And these things that are written for written for our better learning, right? As it says in Romans 15, man. So let me continue. This is verse 19. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man, but I see another law in my members. Another law he sees in his members, man. That's the actions he be doing against the law. But he's fighting it. But he's basically analyzing himself. And he's being honest. He's not hiding his sin. You see? He's writing this down so that we also understand the struggle. Again, let me read it again over here, verse 23. Let me start at 22. Romans 7 and 22. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, because he knows it's wrong. He knows what he has supposed to do, man. He knows what he was supposed to do, but he's doing it, but he's struggling with it as well. And bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. In his members, he has the law of sin. Why? Because of that wicked heart that the Most High didn't take away from Adam. So anyone that comes from Adam has this law of sin in his members. Even Paul, man. Good. So verse 24, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank the Most High through Yahushai, our power. So then with the mind I myself serve the law of the Most High, but with the flesh the law of sin. You see? Let me read a little bit into 8 as well, because there's some good meat in here, man. There's some good meat in there. This is Romans 8:1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Yahushua had made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, right? But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not the subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be, because you're not submitting yourself unto Yahweh Shem Yeshua's will when you're dealing with the flesh, right? Carnal, with the flesh, the carnal mind. So when they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of Yahushua, he is none of his. And if Yahushua be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of righteousness. You see? So with that, I'm going to say all praises and glory go to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yeshai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom Achim.